Go grab your cereal box. Seriously, go look at it right now. Does it feel lighter than it used to? You're not imagining things. That box quietly lost about 10% of its contents over the last few years. The price tag, though, didn't budge. Maybe it even crept up a little. Here's the strange part. 64% of shoppers noticed this trick in 2023. Yet sales barely dipped, just 1 to 3%. Raise the price by the same amount, and sales crash up to 20%. Companies know your brain punishes a higher number on the tag far more than a lighter box in your hand. So they shrink the box. But why are costs rising in the first place? That answer starts not in a factory, but in a marble building you've probably never visited. Here's the picture most people never see. Your shrinking cereal box isn't a greedy company acting alone. It's the last domino in a chain that starts with central banks. Think of it like plumbing in your house. The Federal Reserve controls the main water valve, the money supply. When they open that valve wider, more dollars flood the system. Each dollar buys a little less than before. That's not an accident. That's the blueprint. Now follow the flood downstream. Cheaper dollars make wheat, sugar, and oil cost more. In 2022, wheat prices jumped 34%. Packaging cardboard surged 20 to 25%. Plastic shot up 30 to 40%. Your cereal maker now pays more for every single ingredient in every layer of that box. Food prices at the grocery store hit a 13.5% spike, the worst since 1979. So the cereal company faces a choice. Raise the price and watch sales plummet up to 20%, or quietly trim the box and lose only 1 to 3% of buyers? The math is brutal and obvious. They shrink your breakfast. 36% of packaged goods got smaller while prices held steady or climbed. 3 invisible forces: monetary policy, commodity inflation, and behavioral psychology form a triangle, and you're standing right in the middle of it. Let's pop open the hood of this machine, gear by gear. Start with the Federal Reserve. Since the 1990s, central bankers worldwide agreed on a magic number: 2% inflation every year, forever. Think of it like a thermostat set to slowly warm your house. Not enough to make you sweat, but enough to keep the pipes from freezing. Freezing, in economic terms, means deflation, prices falling, people hoarding cash, businesses collapsing. So the Fed prints more dollars each year to keep that thermostat humming. Here's the catch nobody tells you. A thermostat set to warm never cools the room back down. Your dollar loses purchasing power every single year by design. Now follow the heat downstream into commodity markets. When more dollars chase the same bushel of wheat, prices climb. In 2022, wheat surged 34%. Paperboard packaging jumped 20 to 25%. Plastics rocketed 30 to 40%. Picture a river swelling after heavy rain. Every dock downstream floods. Your cereal maker sits at the lowest dock. They absorb wave after wave of rising costs. Food at home prices spiked 13.5% that August, the worst reading since 1979. The official inflation index even missed part of it, lagging 6 to 12 months behind real packaging costs. So the pain you felt at the store was already outdated data. Now here's where behavioral economics locks the trap shut. Companies ran the numbers. Raise a cereal box price 10% and sales crash up to 20%. But shrink the box 10%, sales dip only 1 to 3%. Your brain is 2 to 4 times more sensitive to price tags than to package weight. Companies call this the path of least resistance. Between 2019 and 2023, average package sizes across 25 food categories shrank 8.3%. Adjust for that hidden shrinkage, and your real per-unit cost jumped 12 to 15%. 36% of packaged goods quietly got smaller, while sticker prices held firm. So what does this mean for your wallet? You're paying an invisible tax, engineered by central bank policy, amplified by commodity markets and delivered by a corporate strategy designed to exploit a blind spot in your brain. So here's the misconception most people carry around. They think shrinkflation is just corporate greed. A boardroom full of executives scheming to cheat you out of 3 extra crackers. And sure, companies aren't innocent. But blaming the cereal maker is like yelling at the thermometer for the heat wave. The thermometer didn't cause the fever. It's just showing you the temperature that somebody else set. The real architecture works like this. Central banks chose 2% inflation as permanent policy. That decision silently raises commodity costs every single year. Wheat up 34%, packaging cardboard up 25%, plastics up 40%. Those numbers aren't random storms. They're predictable floods from a valve left deliberately open. Your cereal company sits downstream, getting soaked, and passes the water to you. Here's the part that should genuinely bother you. Between 2019 and 2023, packages shrank 8.3% across 25 food categories. Your real per-unit cost rose 12 to 15%. Yet, official inflation numbers lagged 6 to 12 months behind actual packaging costs. So the government's own scorecard understated the damage you already felt. Your brain couldn't catch the shrinking box. The price index couldn't catch the timing. That's not one blind spot, that's 2, stacked on top of each other. So what does this mean for your wallet? You're not just losing pennies to a sneaky cereal box. You're living inside a system where monetary policy, commodity markets, and your own psychology conspire quietly, structurally, to transfer your purchasing power somewhere you'll never notice it leaving. So here's what I want you to do. Next time you pick up a cereal box, flip it over. Check the weight. Compare it to last year. That tiny number on the bottom is your window into the entire global monetary system. Once you see the chain, central bank, commodity market, corporate strategy, your brain, you can't unsee it. And a consumer who can't be fooled is the most dangerous thing to a system built on blind spots. Track per unit prices, not sticker prices. That's your real inflation gauge. Share this with someone who still thinks it's just greedy companies. Because the first domino isn't in a boardroom. It's in a marble building setting a thermostat you never agreed to. Now you know where to look.